Oh, thanks for checking out our mission here at SalesGRID. If you're curious about AI, maybe even a little bit skeptical, I think you might enjoy the journey we've been on here and that we're continuing to follow here in building the ultimate AI-powered teammate for B2B sales teams. When we started on this journey, well, way early in 2023, we were saying that there was going to be three waves of artificial intelligence to enable B2B sales, and that if you look at tech tools today, your classic software tools, we're going to move into this world of having a virtual teammate, and firstly that would start with augmenting the sales process with a sales assistant GPT. We'd then be augmenting the sales management with a sales coach GPT. And then, actually augmenting the buyer experience with, having like a buyer concierge GPT. So imagine, your artificial intelligence, your virtual teammate living inside your website or in a deal room where the buyer could engage with the sales AI. So that's what, we were talking about this, 18 months ago. And so the journey we've been on is that, identifying there's a whole bunch of use cases, just starting with the sales assistant. If you look at your sales process, there's all sorts of things that AI could help with in terms of, drafting mutual action plan, doing MEDDPICC analysis, reply to emails, et cetera, right throughout the whole sales process. Here we've got like 20 example use cases where AI can actually help the salesperson, not replace or automate, but actually assist the salesperson by, drafting a business case, drafting an ROI analysis. It's up to the sales executive to play that exec role to edit and, share the final content with the customer. But, a huge opportunity for AI to be that teammate to really assist with, it's not just about saving time for the salesperson, but executing a methodology that's consistent, high quality across the whole sales team. So, and then there was, general prompt, outside of the sales opportunity itself. And so there was obviously a real opportunity here to create this virtual teammate, but how do you go about doing it? And so, we started off with this idea of, okay, you need to have your own private content library. So, ChatGPT is great, but, you need somewhere private to have all your own private content, your own knowledge base, your own sales support material, your own sales methodology, where you then can execute these hot prompts for your sales team to execute different steps in the process. And we use this technique called retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. And that's what a lot of vendors are trying to plug in ChatGPT into their database, into their SaaS platform, into content management systems, and so on. And we had a lot of success with having the teammate ask anything of your virtual teammate, get the virtual teammate to do a bulk response. Let's do 20 questions or 50 questions, do an RFP, generate case studies, reply to emails, and so on. What we found over this journey is that really, if you're going to really create not just good results or occasionally good results that are okay to good, to really to create a virtual teammate that is truly trained and onboarded with your whole methodology, you actually need an information architecture that's more than just plugging ChatGPT into a content library. You actually need a whole architecture around 4 key areas. Firstly, you need to be really clear on the profile, which is who are you as a sales user? What is your profile, your role, your language, the tone you want to talk in? How are you going to communicate? Who do you work for? Your company profile defines, okay, this is the company I'm working for. And company facts, what we found is, it's really important to lay down. There are certain facts that you want your salespeople to always get right. There's narrative and there's, persuasion and presenting information, but then there are certain facts that have got to be right every time. So that's really important. Then the next thing is knowledge. So knowledge isn't just about, again, plugging ChatGPT into your content library. You actually, sure, you've got your content library or your buyer engagement and support content, but we actually need to separate out into Q&A table. What are the absolute need to know info on your products and capabilities, your feature benefits, feature benefit implications, really getting absolute clarity on that so it doesn't potentially get muddled up with the more brochureware type information and other information. And thirdly, what we found was with ChatGPT, plugging the language model into your content library where there's all this customer information is great, but it was creating also limitations. So you actually do need to really explicitly capture who are your active customers, and then been linking through keyword search all the information that's pertinent to those customers. And then in terms of sales processes, basically the process and the methodology. Who are your customers? How do you sell them? How do they like to buy? What are the key actions that you need to progress through in a sales process? And the hot prompts are actually explicitly in this information model where you actually enable all the different prompts against your sales opportunity. So that's the fourth element, is your sales opportunity information, which is really all the information that we call the deal, all the content, all the info, everything about the deal to execute the AI on. And finally, I didn't mention in terms of sales process, you've got your stages, objectives, and exit criteria. So actually explicitly calling out for the AI, what is the sales process so that it can effectively coach against these elements of your process. And so in terms of information architecture, integrating with your Google Drive or with SharePoint to bring in all your files, all your Office files, connecting to Salesforce, but also all your sales opportunity, other information such as Zoom transcripts, Teams transcripts, or your email content. So bringing that all into the sales opportunity, to the deal, but also obviously having it integrated into your content library, this whole knowledge section as well. So what we're proposing is that this whole info architecture, by doing this, we can actually really clearly train the AI in a way that's going to make it most helpful to the sales team. So again, for example, your sales process stages, objectives, and exit criteria. No good just having that within your library. You've really got to have it explicitly called out so you can feed it correctly into the prompts for the AI to properly interpret that information. And by doing all of this, with this information architecture, we can actually turn this virtual teammate into a sales expert. You can ask it anything, a deal assistant, so it can help execute actions as per your methodology. And a sales coach, you can actually have insights to help you drive performance, insights into how you're executing your sales process. So that is the journey that we're going on and that we are developing here with SalesGRID, and why it's so important to have this architecture to actually optimize AI for your sales team. It's not just plugging ChatGPT into your Google Drive, for example. Hope you found that enjoyable. If you want to learn more, we've got plenty of videos here on the homepage. You can check the platform in action, and of course, feel free to book a meeting anytime so we can talk to you about your journey with AI.